Welcome back. I am the Dead Man, and tonight's story takes you to haunted places in Mississippi. Legend has it that a member of the Dalton gang, Stuckey, opened an inn near the Chunky River. At night, Stuckey would stand outside with his lantern, guiding travelers directly to his inn. Unfortunately for his unsuspecting guests, he had a more sinister plan in store for them. After his guests turned in for the night, Stuckey would murder them, steal their possessions, and throw their bodies into the Chunky River. Eventually, Stuckey's evil doings were discovered and he was hung from the railings of this bridge. Visitors to the area have reported seeing the ghost of Stuckey roaming the riverbank with a lantern in hand, while others have reported seeing his ghost hanging from the bridge.
The hospital was closed for good back in 1989 and it has laid vacant ever since. Well, almost vacant. Ever since it closed its doors, the hospital has attracted paranormal enthusiasts from all over the country. It's even been featured on the television series Ghost Asylum. Some of the strange occurrences recorded there include the disembodied voice of a little girl asking if investigators want to come play with me, and the word help suddenly appearing written backward in the dusty floor of the embalming room.
MCCraven is considered to be the most haunted house in Mississippi and is also ranked as the third most haunted house in the entire United States. It has been featured in a variety of different paranormal-themed television programs too. When you take a deeper look into the history of the property, it is easy to see why MCCraven is considered to be one of the most haunted houses in Mississippi. Several former residents have died inside the house, with one of them actually murdered there. In addition to this, the mansion also served as a Confederate hospital back in the Civil War. Over the years there have been thousands of reports of paranormal activity from a variety of witnesses. Some of the many apparitions that have been spotted in the house include Civil War soldiers, Native Americans, and even some of the previous owners. The Grand Opera House in Meridian is certainly the perfect venue for a wide variety of entertainment, but it is also one of the most haunted places in Mississippi. The Opera House is actually said to be haunted by some long-dead performers. When the building is quiet, staff often hear the sound of a female apparition singing in the main house. It is not clear who she was in life, but what is certain is that she has no intention of giving up her performing days, just because she is no longer among the living. The Longfellow House is always a popular topic with the locals. Local legends say that the culprit behind the paranormal activity is the spirit of a slave who once worked in the house. It has been suggested that on one occasion he was beaten almost to the point of death before being sent into the woods to die. It seems that this brutal treatment from his employers has bound his spirit to the property and he is often heard moving around upstairs. He is said to be very angry, which is probably quite understandable given the manner of his death. He is often violent and has pushed and slapped some of the employees. John Alexander Klein had Cedar Grove built for the woman who would become his wife, Elizabeth Bartley Day. Constructed started in 1840 but was not completed until 1852. The home was the idyllic mansion for the couple until it became a Union hospital due to the war. Today it is still possible to see a cannonball embedded in one of the walls. The Kleins suffered a great deal of tragedy. 2 infants died as well as a young daughter and a son. The son died when the gun he was carrying fired when he accidentally dropped it on the back stairs. The daughter was on the 2nd floor when she reportedly died of natural causes. With so much tragedy at the home, as well as its use as a hospital during the Civil War, it is not surprising that it is considered to be one of the most haunted inns in Mississippi. Many guests to the current inn have claimed they have smelled pipe tobacco near the gentleman's parlor, a room John Klein frequented. The ghostly figure of Elizabeth Klein wanders around the home as if she's still alive. Other manifestations include the sound of footsteps, babies crying, giggling, and the sound of children playing. The ghost of the Klein's daughter, who died on the 2nd floor, has been seen walking around. Numerous soldiers treated at Cedar Grove when it was a hospital wander around the grounds as well as in the home. Dunleith Historic Inn was the original site of the Rowthland estate. The original structure was lost after a lightning strike set it on fire. A new building, Dunleith Inn, was built in its place in 1856. The Dunleith has been home to tragic deaths as well. People who take the trip to Natchez to tour or stay at the historic inn claim there is paranormal activity. The sounds of a harp being played by a female apparition are the most common claim of activity. Perhaps the woman is the ghost of the original owner's daughter who perished after she and her 2nd husband moved in. No one truly knows who the harp-playing ghost is, only that she is there regularly. I want to thank you for watching. And until then, good night.